Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here I am in the beautiful Bali, Indonesia. I am really grateful to be back here, and it feels kind of weird because the Bali that I remember back in last year, February 2020, was obviously a lot more different than the Bali right now because of the lockdown and the lack of tourism. So a lot of you guys DM me on Instagram asking me what it's actually like to be in Bali during this crazy, strange time. So this video is for you, and make sure you guys stay until the end of this video because I'll be answering questions like, my experience flying into Bali, what is it like taking the COVID test, what is the current COVID situation in Bali, what are some of the options of coming in and staying in Bali, and a lot of other questions. Before I dive into the details of this video, I will take you guys back to the day when I was taking my flight into Bali. Let's go. Goodbye for now, Lombok. You've been such a good home to me for the past month and a half. With all the beautiful memories and friendship that I have here, I know that I will come back one day, hopefully soon. It made me so sad to leave this beautiful island behind, but I was also really excited to see what's ahead of me in Bali. To fly anywhere domestically within Indonesia, you have to either get a PCR test or an antigen test beforehand. That's why I arrived at the airport 3 hours earlier to do my test. The process was easy and simple. All I did was to get dropped off at the testing site near the airport, fill out the form, and wait for my turn. I'm doing the test now! Yeah. So it turned out that the test was not as bad as I expected, and it only took less than 20 seconds. And I'm glad to announce that I am COVID-free. Now that I have my boarding pass, my negative COVID test result, and making sure my hands are clean, I can finally head to the airport and check in. But first, I had to show them my negative result in order to get inside the airport. As you can see, empty airport is the new norm now. Also, I realized that I was there way too early, so at that point, I was just sitting there doing essentially nothing but people watching. Even after a year since COVID started, it's still so crazy to see how this virus has changed collectively the course of our lives and our behaviors. And the past seems to have become such a distant memory now. This entire journey felt very safe and smooth, and after less than an hour flight, I have finally landed in Bali. And of course, make sure to always have your COVID test result handy before you can claim your luggage and check out of the airport. We're invincible. Just landed in Bali. So I can just take off my mask here because there's no one around me. Question that I got asked a lot is, where can I go in Bali during lockdown? Well, as you can see, a lot of restaurants or public areas are closed due to lockdown. So don't expect to go to anything like a fancy restaurant or, a beach club or anything like that. However, Bali is actually a very open space. You can definitely go to the beach or a really nice rice terrace like the one behind me. You can actually go to a lot of places which are open, but just make sure to have your mask handy. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, how did you get to come to Bali during lockdown? Long story short, I was already in Indonesia last January of 2020, which was way before, the travel ban and COVID-19 was even a thing. And I'm here with a social visa. Because I'm already inside Indonesia, I'm obviously allowed to fly with a domestic flight from Lombok to Bali. So what are the options of coming into Bali and staying in Bali? Unfortunately, the Indonesian government have suspended all tourism until the end of January. So that means they suspended all tourism visa, including all the free visa and all the visa on arrival. However, I heard that you can actually come into Indonesia if you apply for a business visa or a permanent stay visa. In addition, I believe you will need a negative PCR test that's valid for 7 days before arrival, as well as a health certificate. But again, go check it out yourself. Make sure to stay updated on their local government website or follow the COVID-19 Bali Facebook group for more accurate information. Hi! I am currently exploring this really cool village near Mount Agung. So Mount Agung is a very famous volcano here in Bali. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you guys this really interesting question. Is Bali safe right now? So I can only speak from my own opinion, and I think that Bali is kind of safe, just in my opinion. And the reason why I think that is because currently the border of Indonesia is still closed, so the chances of new virus get brought into the country is relatively low. And honestly, the cases in Bali is relatively low as well compared to the rest of the world or the rest of the country. Also, because there's currently a lockdown going on, so that means that the kids are following me. Anyway, so I was saying that I personally think that is kind of safe to be here, and again, that's just my opinion. So we decided to visit the very famous tourist site here in Bali called the Tanah Lot. So this really gorgeous temple. As you can see, it's so empty here. I can imagine in the normal season this place would be packed of tourists, but I kind of enjoy how quiet it is actually. Now, right behind me is this massive restaurant area. It's such a nice area because you can eat your dinner while watching this incredible sunset. But I can imagine how it would be packed full of people during normal season, but right now there's absolutely no one.